Yeah, so welcome to my home simulation lab. My name is Scripted Web, also known as Cyber Ogre, and I just want to put up a disclaimer. Whatever I teach here today is just for educational and practice purpose only. So I'll be working on the OWASP Juice Shop to show you guys how to exploit vulnerability from a web application with the help of Burp Suite. So we have Burp Suite and our SIEM tool, which is Wazuh, integrated with this OWASP Juice Shop. So we'll be performing some vulnerabilities. We will be performing a failed login attempt to see what our SIEM tool, which is Wazuh, is going to capture, and we'll be performing an SQL injection code to see if our Wazuh tool manager is going to capture that as well. So on the user profile, we'll be changing the username to whatever we've had set there before. We'll be changing the username to find another vulnerability. So there are various kind of vulnerability which we're going to exploit by using the repeater on our Burp Suite. So basically Burp Suite serve as a man in the middle to sit in the middle to capture traffic that is coming from a web application to the real world. And basically what Burp Suite is used for is for pen testing to check vulnerabilities inside a web application. So we'll be running this simulation and I'll be showing you guys how many vulnerabilities I've been able to discover. So let's go to the login page and try and log in. So let's see what we're going to have on our Wazuh. So let's try a password spraying. A password spraying is you using a password with different username just to avoid attack detection, account lockout, and also in order not to create noise for our SIEM to be able to to notice. So we also use we can also use Burp Suite to do our password spraying, and also we can use our Burp Suite to do our brute forcing. So I'll be running a password spraying from the web page to authenticate an invalid email address and password. So why I'll be doing that is for me to be able to capture the API or the login post code for me to be able to test various username and password, or do perform password spraying from the repeater to know which login attempt is going to be successful so I can try it out on the web application. So I'll be performing 2 login attempts from here and also another 2 modification from the Burp Suite, and while we're performing an SQL injection code to see if our Wazuh or our SIEM tools is going to capture it. So let's try the first 2 username and password from the login page. So let's use test@test.com. While the password, we can use anything. So as you can see, we have an invalid email address. So I'll be testing this password with another username. So sorry. So we just have an invalid email. So let's try with something else. So we have an invalid email address and password. So the three failed login attempted on the web page. So let's see what we have on our Burp Suite, and let's see what our Burp Suite was able to capture. So from here you can see where my mouse is hovering around. This is the first. We have test@test.com, and here's the second one. We have teggdst@test.com, and here is the third one. We have tegman@text.com. So if we want to perform password spraying on the Burp Suite to authenticate, because already we've gotten the API or the postcode from the web browser. So here we have post/rest/user/login space http/1.1. So here is the user code or the login code where we'll be able to test various username and passwords. So in doing that, I'll be sending this to the repeater. So from the repeater, I'll be doing my password spraying. So we have our password here as admin. So let's do some password spraying. Let's edit what we have here. So I'll be pressing send to send to the repeater. We have an invalid email address and password. Let's try another one. We have another invalid email and password. So let's try with an SQL injection code and see what we're going to have as our error message. So with the Burp Suite, you can be able to see what kind of error message you will get if you're trying to do password spraying on the web application. But with this, you can be able to modify and test with different password spraying to see which is going to go through. So let's perform an SQL injection code from the Burp Suite to see if we can be able to have that as our login on the OWASP Juice Shop. So let's try sending this to the repeater. Let's see what we have there. We have a successful login attempt. So that means if we are logging in with an SQL injection code, so this is what we're going to get, admin@juiceshop.com. So let's perform this on the web application and let's see. So let's have this removed. So let's press the SQL injection code, which is hyphen capital letter OR, which is all, 1 equal 1 dash dash. So let's press enter. So as you can see, we have a successful SQL injection login attempt. So let's check our Wazuh thus far and let's see what we have on our Wazuh manager. So let me refresh the Wazuh. So while it loads, once again, I want to say this as a disclaimer: whatever I do here or practice here is just for home simulation and for educational purposes. So my name is Sabai Oba, also known as Scripted Web. I'm running home simulation to be able to practice what I've learned. I'm an aspiring SOC 1 analyst and also a pen tester. So an aspiring pen tester, let me use that word. So from here we have our login attempt which was captured. We have the OWASP Juice Shop failed login attempt which was captured. So let's try and log out and log in again with another SQL injection code. Let's see if that's gonna be captured while we go through how to find out vulnerabilities on the OWASP Juice Shop. And I bet you we have so many vulnerabilities on the website. So I'll be taking you guys on it. So let's log in with this SQL injection code and start going through. So we're going through. Okay, let's try something else. Let's try another SQL injection code. 1 equal 1 dash dash. So So I'm refreshing my Wazuh. So let's see what we have as our Wazuh. If we don't get anything, but the main thing is Wazuh is capturing whatever packets is coming from the OWASP Juice Shop. So let me streamline my Wazuh alert. I think something is wrong somewhere. So, so let me show you guys some vulnerabilities on the OWASP Juice Shop. So from here, I'll be performing some vulnerabilities which I'm going to show you how to find out vulnerabilities on the OWASP Juice Shop. So vulnerability number one, which I'll be performing, I'll be adding the apple juice on the OWASP Juice Shop. So as you can see from the basket, we have the apple juice as the cards we have on our basket. So I want to perform a vulnerability with the help of Burp Suite to be able to see by adding a card for the apple fruit juice if I will be able to manipulate the API or the script code for adding cards. So here's the basket. So we added apple juice from the OWASP Juice Shop as our card. So let's send this to the repeater. Let's send this to the repeater. So from the repeater, you can see we have our get slash rest slash basket slash one HTTP slash 1.1. So let's change this basket number at the end of the login URL or the form URL rather. So let's put number 4 and submit and see if we can be able to view another shopping cart for another customer. So as you can see, it was successful. So we can be able to view another individual shopping cart on the OWASP Juice Shop. So as you can see from here where my mouse is hovering around, we have the raspberry juice. So here is vulnerability number 1. So for me to show you vulnerability number 2, I'll be coming to our user profile. So here's our user profile. His name is Buhari Osibanjo. So I'll be changing this name to Buhari Trump. So I've set this name as Buhari Trump from Buhari Osibanjo. So with the help of the OWASP Juice Shop, I'll be performing a man-in-the-middle attack from this simulation or this profile image I just sent. So I'll be making some modification to see if I can be able to transform this name to a different name entirely. So let's go to the Burp Suite. Let's go to proxy, HTTP history, and let's scroll down. Scroll down. So this is how you use your Burp Suite for your pen testing to check out for vulnerabilities. So from the Burp Suite, it was captured when I changed the profile name from Buhari Osibanjo to Buhari Trump. So here is the API code or the postcode for updating a profile name. So I'll be sending this to the repeater and let's see if I can be able to alter the username which I sent or which I changed rather. So from here we have Buhari Trump. So let me change it to something different. Let me use Chike Montana. So I'll be sending this to the repeater, and as you can see, is found and redirecting to profile. So let's refresh the profile and let's see what we have as our profile name. As you can see, we have Chike Montana, and that is vulnerability number 2. So let's go back to the OWASP Juice Shop to find another vulnerability number 3. So while we wait for the page to load, yeah, it's up. So let's go back to the user profile. From there, we can go to payment option. So as you can see, there's a payment card on the there's a payment card added on the account. So let's delete this. So it has been deleted, and for the purpose of this video, um, um, let's add a card so as to be able to capture the API details for adding a card number to an account. So let's give the card a name. Let's say Joy John. So let's give it a Visa card. So as you know, we have 16 digits for a card number. So let's give a month for expiration and a year of expiration. So let's add this card, and as you can see, the card has been added to the user account. So let's go back to Burp Suite and see if the adding of card to the user account was captured on Burp Suite. So as you can see, we have it captured. So here's the card number that was set and it was captured on Burp Suite. So we have the API captured, which is post space /API /cat/ HTTP /1.1. So we have the API captured. So I'll be deleting the card from the account. Let me refresh. So as you can see, we don't have any card in this account. But by the reason of we capturing the API for the account, we can be able to add a different card name and a different card number with the same expiring month and year. So the card with the help of Burp Suite. So let's go back to Burp Suite. So let's send this to the repeater, and from there we can be able to do a modification. So from the repeater, I'll be changing the name of the card to Buhari APC. So let's change the card from Visa card to MasterCard. So MasterCard starts with 5. So let's change the last 4 digits of the card. Let's change the last 4 digits of the card to 222. So let's add this and see what we're going to have. As you can see, it was successful. So let's refresh the payment option page and see if we have a card added to the account. So as you can see, we have a card added to the account with the name Buhari APC. Buhari, pardon the typo. So here is another vulnerability number 3. So I'll be showing you guys vulnerability number 4. I'll be adding or giving this card a value, an amount from the digital wallet. So from here we have an account balance of 200. So let's increase this account balance to, let's say, 900. So let me put $700 and press deposit. So on this account, I'll be choosing the card number and first continue. So on this card, we have a digital wallet balance of 900. So by we performing that adding of funds to the card, the Burp Suite has been able to capture the API for that. So let's go back to Burp Suite and see what we have in our Burp Suite. So as you can see from here, the API was captured, which is put space dash rest slash wallet slash balance. So here is what I was able to add to the account balance. So from here, I'll be able to add more balance to the wallet or remove whatever amount I want to remove. So that's a vulnerability number 4. So by performing this, I'll be sending this to the repeater. So here is the repeater, and I have an account balance on my card for $900. So I want to reduce it to, let's say, $50. So I'll be doing minus 850 minus 850. So let me send this to the repeater. So as you can see, it's successful. I've been able to minus $850 from the balance. So let's refresh this page and see what we have as our account balance. So as you can see, we have $50 remaining as account balance. So that is vulnerability number 4 that I've been able to find out from the OWASP Juice Shop as logged in as admin. So let me find another vulnerability. Let's go back. So I'll be showing you guys vulnerability number 5. So as you can see, from the save address, we have two save address. We have one called Oluwaseun and we have another one called Beun12. So I'll be editing um, both addresses. I'll be editing both addresses, and let's see if we can be able to make use of Burp Suite to modify whatever changes we'll be making from here. So let's update this name from Topper to Fatan Faliat Shem. So let's update the name to Shehu Faliat. Let's also update this one to Barack Obama. So as you can see, we have both names updated. We have Shehu Faliat and Barack Obama. So by updating this app, our Burp Suite has been able to capture the API for in performing these changes. So let's go back to Burp Suite and see what we have on our packet. So from here, we made changes for 2 address. So here are the 2 address. This is the number 1. This is what we have here. Let's see what we have here. We have the one for Barack Obama. Let me check the one for Shehu. Let me find the one for Shehu. And this is the one for Shehu. So this is one for Shehu Faliat. So let's change. Let's do that for the first one. Let's change, modify the packet for the first one. Let's send this to a repeater, and let's see if we can be able to update the name to something else and the address in total. So we have shown here. Let's change it to Adeboye Yahya. So let's change the country from Nigeria to USA, and let's change the code to 221. Let's change the city to New York and the state NY. So by sending this, we are modifying our changes. So I've been successful. So probably maybe we can just change only the name. So let me send this back again to the local and let's see what we can be able to do from there. So here we see it. Let me just update the name only. Let me update the name to Dr. Alabi Alias. So as you can see, the name has been changed successfully. Let's go back to the second one. So here is the second one. We have Barack Obama. So let's change this to Donald Trump. Let's send to repeat and see what we have. So let's change the name to Donald Trump or Trump Master. So let's send this to repeat and see it's also successful. So from here, let's refresh the page and see what we have if it was changed successfully. So as you can see, we have Dr. Alabi Familiar was changed and the name for Dean was changed to Trump Master from Obama to Trump Master. So here is vulnerability number 5. So let's see if we can be able to exploit more vulnerabilities. So for now, okay, let me go back to the cart. Let me add one basket to this. That's let me explore vulnerability number 6. So I've added one cart to Apple Juice, so we have 2 items on the list. So by adding an item, we've been able to capture the API for that as well. So let's go back to Burp Suite and see if we can be able to modify our cart from 2 to 5. So here is our cart. And here is the modification. So we added 2 quantity. So I'll be sending this to the computer so as to be able to change the quantity from 2 to 5. So here's the repeater. So let me add let me change this from 2 to 5 and send to the repeater. As you can see, it's successful. So let's refresh this page and see how many items we have from here to change from 2 to 5. So the page has been refreshed, and let's see what we have here. We have 5 orders that have been placed instead of 2. So that's another vulnerability we'll be able to explore. That's vulnerability number 6. So thus far, that's been the vulnerability I've been able to exploit from the OWASP Juice Shop with the help of Burp Suite serving as a man in the middle tools to attack. So this is a pen testing home simulation. Whatever I do here is just for practical and self-education and for educational purposes. So thank you guys for your time, and I hope you've been able to learn 1 or 2 from my home simulation. Despite me still being an aspiring SOC analyst, I hope from my explanation you can be able to solve 1 or 2 vulnerabilities. And if not, you can come to my comment section and I'll get back to you. So one code I have in cybersecurity we are here to uplift each other, and also to to take each other along the journey to greatness. So thank you all for your time, and do have a splendid day.